welcome to the virtual Sebring International Raceway for round 2 of the Renault Clio League Season 2. 2 laps, of course, for each of these drivers as they will be putting in 7 minutes on the clock for qualifying, but 2 laps is how many they have to do. And the lap will start right about now as we go on to the first time lap for Fox here. As here he is, up towards turn number 2. That kink to the left is turn number 1. First heavy braking zone into turn number 2 here for the 221 machine. Through turn 3 of Collier as he comes up towards Tower now. Turn number 5. Turn number 6 is surely not going to catch anyone out this time. It caught people out in the off-season in that mini-season. But is it going to catch anyone out today? Hopefully not. In qualifying, through goes Harry Fox into turn number 6. Rejoining the international circuit almost immediately. Turn 7 here to the right. Into turn number 8, the long left-hander. I'm sure we can see a lot of drivers running onto that gravel and the grass on the outside. Into turn number 9, through Big Bend. And in these cars, it is longer than ever. An extremely big bend indeed. Heading up towards the hairpin here of turn number 10. Going to be heavy on the brakes. Try not to lose the rear end. Try not to lock up as you go to the tight line there. Not cut this corner in qualifying. You don't want the instant point through turn number 11. We go up towards Fangio, across the line. And there we go, a lap time on the board for Fox. This is the order. Left-hand side will be starting Heat 1. Right-hand side will be starting Heat 2. In Heat 1, we will see Jukovic on pole. In Heat 2, we will see Al Hiriri on pole position. Following behind that, we then have Hurd in Heat 1 alongside Luis Henriquez. We'll see John Cook in Heat 2 alongside Timothy Rosenfeld. Heat 1 then we'll see Harry Fox, Ian Lane and Matt Malone, with Heat 2 in 4th position will be Zach Thibault, followed by Bob Poplet and Anders Hagland. Then it will be Anthony Hilton in Heat 1 alongside Levi Powell and Jared Swaim. Heat 2 will see Perez, Soto and Edgar. Heat 1 will have Van Rouge, Downey and Rocks. Heat 2 will have Gould, Martin and McIntyre. And at the very back in Heat 1, we'll see Mark Codd and Clayton McBooler. We will see Edward Ayala in Heat 1 as well. No lap time placed for him in that session.
Flag.
We are green and away we go. Jukovic from the start. You heard from P2. Luis Henriquez behind, tucking up towards turn number 1. It goes rather single file pretty quickly up until the Division 2 class there as they all come through. Some wonderful mixes of liveries here on lap number 1, but it is Jukovic leading the way over Hurd and Henrique as they head through now up towards turn number 6. Is anyone going to miss the turn? It doesn't look like they are. It doesn't look like Fox has got away at the back of the field.
Surrounded by the 2 people that went off on our first visit here.
Not too sure what happened to Harry Fox there, but he did not get
haven't
away.
crossed the finish line yet.
Codd moves down the order. Some issues for him at turn number 1. Let's see if we can get a quick replay of what's happened there. He's just gone a bit too deep there at turn number 1 for Mark Codd. Stays behind at 420, but off goes Hilton. Slightly wide. Powell moves out the line. It's going to be 3 abreast for the lead in Division 2. Heading up towards turn number 5. They settle it down. Hilton leads the way still. Downey onto the gravel around the outside, but Riley Downey moves past Levi Powell. Powell going for an alternate line and get into line turn number 6. That's allowed Jared Swaim on the rear. This is the fight for 6th overall, but for the lead in Division 2. To the right-hand side, Swaim looking for 3rd right now, past Levi Powell. There's lock-off on both of them. Contact.
I'm sorry, Riley.
Swaim goes into Downey. Apologies over the radio. Hilton is clear. Powell returns to the circuit in P2. Van Rouge moves to 3rd. Downey on track ahead of Codd. Let's Codd to the left-hand side. Swaim do as well. It was a double lockup and Swaim just collecting Riley Downey in that fight. As no, it's a Mark Cod issue, and it looks like he's gone into Van Rouge.
Okay.
He has. Apologies on the radio, and it looks like it was all okay there, but what has happened here? It looks like it's into turn number 6 between these two drivers. Van Rouge has got a meatball flag. Up towards turn 6, Mark Cod is the one that went into him behind. Is that a... He's forgotten about the layout. Mark Cod has forgotten to turn off for the club layout on this last lap of the race. Will just come home in a comfortable 3rd position as they come across the line. Jukovic wins here at Sebring for heat race number 1. Jukovic won heat race number 1 ahead of Hurd. Luis Henriquez took second,
my bad, Riley. I didn't
followed
need to
by
do that. I just walked
Henriquez.
up.
Ian Lane took 4th behind Matt Malone. And Anthony Hilton won Division 2 in 6th position. Neil Watts came home 7th overall. Levy Powell in 8th, followed by Riley Downey and Jared Swain. Edward Ayala took 11th, followed by Harry Fox, Mark Cod and Paul Van Rouge at the back of the field. And we are green for heat race number 2 as away we go. 10 minutes of our 2nd race of the day. El Hilary pulls across the left-hand side as it all goes single file up until the point, about the same point last time, about 10th place, where it starts to go side by side. They're settling themselves down now, but that looks like a fight for 5th or 6th position, as it looks like Anders Hagland trying to get past Bob Poplett there. Poplett 4th in class, Hagland 2nd in class. Different categories there. McIntyre looking to get up the inside of Eric Martin. Remember, they're different divisions, but they're going to want to get past each other because they are going to want to move up in their own divisions right now. McBuller fighting away at the back of the field. 3 wide into the hairpin as Martin ahead. McIntyre and Buller teammates, it looks like, running side by side at the back there, but this is weird. Eric Martin involved as well. McBuller is stuck at the back of this train. It looks like, no, it is McIntyre stuck at the back of the train. He's in Division 2. He doesn't want to get involved in any fights between the Division 1 drivers ahead. If leading that way at the front, this is side by side behind, though, it's Zach Tebow. Side by side with Bob Poplett. Tebow goes off the circuit. He is pushing it hard. Tebow is leading Division 2. He is fighting hard with Bob Poplett, who is in Division 1. More door-by-door contact there as they get up into turn 7. Through turn 8, is Poplett going to be able to keep it on track? He does, but Tebow closed that door, and now he has placed a Division 1 driver in between himself and Hagland and Perez, with Rosenfeld for P3 if he can, heading up towards turn number 2. That kink, that left-hander is turn 1, up towards the braking zone. Poplar's on the outside, but it's a very wide line, and it's going to allow Anders Hagland to go through. No. And in fact, Aaron Perez is there now alongside Poplett as well. And more to Poplett's annoyance, Joshua Soto is the driver just behind him in the 23. So Poplett has been passed by 3 Division 2 drivers and is now under attack from Soto. We've had some issues in that hairpin already today, of course, with some lockup. But here goes Perez. He's going to be on the outside of Hagland onto the braking zone. Perez gets a really good overlap and through goes Aaron Perez into 2nd position. Anders Hagland now has Bob Poplett over the rear. Poplett is going to go up the inside of Hagland. Is Poplett going to go deep? No, he gets a perfect layup there. He moves to defend. Anders Hagland goes for that move. Now Anders Hagland has got Soto on the outside. Hagland is going to now have to fight with Soto. Is he going to go fighting? Yes, he is. Door-to-door contact there. Coming through up towards the bend. Both drivers keeping it on just, but now Hagland still 3rd in class, but has 2 Division 1 drivers between himself and the leading 2. Between himself and Perez. It looks like he's going to try because Tebow's up the inside of Rosenfeld for 3rd overall. Rosenfeld holds the outside line. You can keep just a bit more speed there as we ride on board now with Zach Tebow in 4th position over the gravel. He won't be getting... We saw something like this last race. It did not end well. Is it going to end better here? There is contact, and through goes Aaron Perez to the lead of Division 2 to put another car between himself and Tebow. Already got Bob Poplar there, but Poplar is going to go for the move here. On the left-hand side, they're side by side. It's Rosenfeld leading the way. Poplar's got the outside. He closes the door on Perez. Both of them onto the grass, and here comes Poplar up the inside of Rosenfeld. There's not contact, but through once again goes Aaron Perez. Gonna take advantage of this one to the left-hand side. Perez goes! He's getting pushed by Poplar. He runs wide just like Tebow did last lap. Bob Poplar now under attack by Zach Tebow. Poplar has pushed both Tebow and Perez off track out of the lead of Division 2. Is Poplar going to see some of that come back at him? He's on the outside of Rosenfeld. Through goes Zach Tebow. They're side by side, and Tebow goes back into 4th overall. He moves to the left. Is he going to try and get past Rosenfeld on a slightly different line here? What is Poplar going to do? Are we going to see a 3rd lap in a row where he pushes the drivers ahead? It is Rosenfeld on the outside in turn 6. He holds 3rd overall to pull a 3.5 second lead out front. To the inside goes Bob Poplar, but Tebow going for the outside of Rosenfeld. He is still there. They're side by side for 3rd overall. Tebow ahead of Rosenfeld, but he's stuck on the outside into turn 5. He's got significant overlap. He's onto the gravel. He comes back on. Here comes Poplar to the inside. Can't do it. He's got Aaron Perez. It's 2 by 2 for 3rd position right now. You could even say that Joshua Soto is getting involved in this fight behind. This is an astonishing fight as drivers once get onto the gravel. It's going to give Tebow an advantage. It's Division 1 drivers on the right, Division 2 drivers on the left, followed by Soto. They're going to head up to the hairpin here. Is Poplar going to be able to do anything? Mohammed is going to win Heat Race 2. Cook is going to take 3rd. There's contact. A slugger. Rosenfeld and Poplar come together. Tebow is going to get 3rd and 1st in class. Then it comes Rosenfeld, Perez and Poplar. And they go on to the final lap here. It is Tebow ahead, but Rosenfeld's got the inside. Poplar trying to get involved. Perez stuck on the outside line right now. But it is going to be Tebow still leading this train of drivers. He's got a little bit of a gap right now. Perez ahead. Rosenfeld's on the right-hand side. But here comes Poplar. He's going to try and get up the inside of Rosenfeld. He can't quite do it. That's Soto behind trying to take advantage. Driver off in the background. Poplar is ahead here. Perez just behind is going to try to hold on to what is 3rd in class. He's got McIntyre not too far behind, but he has got a couple of D1 drivers in between himself and those D2 drivers as well. Soto is through past Perez. It looks like Tebow has got it clear here as we have got Perez pushing along Soto, trying to keep that position. Somehow Rosenfeld has fallen back down the order here. Perez on the outside of Soto, but it looks like he's not going to be able to hold it, or is he? It's going to be door banging up towards the line, but Soto takes that position ahead of Perez just over the line. El Herreri wins heat race number 2 then, clearly ahead of John Cook. Tebow came across the line comfortably in 3rd ahead of Bob Poplar. Aaron Perez took 2nd in class and 5th overall. Joshua Soto took 6th in the end ahead of Timothy Rosenfeld, who fell down right towards the end on that final lap. Clayton McBuller finished in 8th position. Richard Edgar takes 9th overall and 3rd in class in the number 9 machine. Eric Martin took 10th in that race. 11th was to Peter McIntyre. Following him was Zach Gould and Anders Hagland, DNF from that one at the back. Because we're green and we are away. Jukovic off from pole. Mohammed off from second from the front row there. All 27 drivers heading up towards turn number 1. Looks like actually we've only got 26 drivers racing on this one on the green flag lap here. Lap 1 of 13 in this 15-minute race. Heading up towards turn number 5. Mostly single file from the drivers. A couple of battles down the field, including Aaron Perez and Matt Malone. We saw Perez getting involved in some really great fights in heat race number 2. Here goes Poplar up the inside of Zach Thibault. He does it, and he does it cleanly this time. He makes a move, but it's not so clean behind. Aaron Perez goes for the lead in Division 2. Contact with Zach Thibault. Aaron Perez is back on track, so is Zach Thibault. But Anthony Hilton has taken the lead in Division 2. And he's got the wobbling driver of Riley Downey just behind, and Riley Downey goes slightly sideways. He holds the slide though. But that's the contact between Soto and Lane. Lane on the right-hand side of the track. Soto on the left takes the position, and here comes Malone on the outside of Ian Lane. Soto now up the inside of Anthony Hilton for 7th in class, 7th overall. Hilton leading that Division 2 is going to fight back with Joshua Soto, not letting it go. Right now, there's swap over, there's contact. And around goes Joshua Soto. The gaggle of drivers as they head up to the hairpin. Riley Downey, where was he going in all of that? He drives ahead, there's contact from behind as Hilton gets nudged. Here comes Rox and Fox. Fox on the left-hand side. As they're side by side, the two teammates here of Harry Fox and Neil Rox. Harry Fox going for the outer line. A little bit of a wobble from Hilton ahead. Aaron Perez is once again leading Division 2. Lock up from Harry Fox. On track, these drivers are going to go for it. Is Downey going to be able to make the hairpin this time? He's alongside Zach Gould. He semi-makes it, cuts the course. Surely we'll be getting a slowdown for that. I mean, Hurd dropping back a little bit, but here goes Poplar. And this is John C. Cook. Cook on the right-hand side, the inside line. Poplar on the left. Poplar goes onto the gravel ever so slightly. How are they going to settle themselves down on turn number 5? Braking a little bit later there from Cook. And he is going to get a good run from Poplar. He goes to the outside of turn 7. It'll give him the inside into turn 8. Tapping the brakes to keep himself tight, not forcing anyone off the circuit. Malone has made his way back past Perez after a quick switch there. They're fighting it out there for 7th overall right now, but this is for 5th in class of Division 1. There's contact. Poplar moves across into Cook, and Cook decides to bail out of that one. I officially can't do anything. There we go, Clayton Bullock pushing Neil Rox. Both of them trying to get past Anthony Hilton. Teammates in, no, are they teammates? No, they're not. Two different teams. As we've got a Whisk machine and a Formula Llama machine. The Whisk machine of Neil Rox makes that move and makes it stick as well. They are going to continue through. This one for P number 10 in class is Fuller leading Fox, leading Rosenfeld, but Swaim is getting involved in this as well in the Division 2. And Martin gets past Swaim as Swaim goes back up the inside and gets back past Eric Martin. Martin wanted to get past Swaim because you've got Rosenfeld, Fox and Buller. End of Clayton McBuller's bumper, and of Harry Fox's bumper. McBuller is on the rear of Fox. And he moves to the inside. There's contact. There's wheel-to-wheel contact. Fox jumps up into the air. They're still side by side here. McBuller on the inside of Fox. Fox holds it around the outside with speed. And here comes Timothy Rosenville. Aaron Perez. Matt Malone goes for the outside line on Perez. And Lane looks to the inside. Decides safely to back out of that one. Can Matt Malone hold it on the outside of Aaron Perez here? It's for 7th overall. Black flag for Eric Martin. He will be down pit lane for a penalty. Side by side from Malone and Perez here. Up towards turn number 2. Lane doesn't know which one to go through. And right now he sits behind Perez. Malone goes through. Here comes Lane. Can he find the speed? Malone is going to love the fact that he's got a driver between himself and Lane. Enter the brakes, and he's hit from the back. He's hit from behind. He goes off the circuit. Doesn't seem like major damage though. It is broken suspension. Apart from in the inverted grid, no one has beaten Jukovic so far this season. Can Mohammed do that? He's on the outside into turn 2. It's the long way round, and it's dropped him back behind. Almost 0.4 of a second behind. Not an overlap, but this could be a good exit here. It needs to be. But across the line they're going to go. It's going to be Jukovic ahead of Al Harari. There is the checkered flag. And it's Jukovic who won that one just ahead of Mohammed Al Harari. Stephen Hurd finished in 3rd, followed by Luis Henriquez, Bob Poplar and John Cook. Followed behind that was Aaron Perez in 7th position. Matt Malone took home 8th and Ian Lane 9th. Neil Rocks took home 10th in the end. So Perez winning Division number 2. Anthony Hilton took 2nd in Division 2, followed by Harry Fox. And Riley Downey took 3rd in that 2nd division category. Richard Edgar and Levy Powell.
We do have another.
Joshua Soto came home in 16th, had a Paul Van Rouge. Mark Codd in 18th, had a Zach Gould and Clayton McBuller. 21st position was Peter McIntyre, had a Zach Tebow and Jared Swaim. Eric Martin a lap down in the end, along 2 laps down for Edward Ayala. It was a DNF for Timothy Rosenfeld following that slight contact in the hairpin that broke his suspension. And Anders Hagland DNFing out of that race once more. And away we go. We're green for the final race of the day. McBuller from the front ahead of Gould. McBuller in Division 1 will be loving this right now. Mark Codd up into 2nd in class right now as well, as they all mix around, as they settle themselves down at the front, but not further back. Side by side action for those behind there. Cook moves up into 22nd position, as we are going to see off of the opening lap our hard chargers are Henriquez, Hurd and El Herrera moving up positions and looking for those bonus points. It's Zach Gould in 3rd position, and it is Joshua Soto off the track trying to get past Gould. Now Gould starting in 2nd position, has done a great job at Laguna Seca in the reverse grid, holding on position before a later issue where he ran off the track at turn 1. Side by side battles going on behind, and who is that missing the braking point? That's Aaron Perez, who won in dominant fashion in feature race 1 in the Division 2 category. He goes off after some big contact, and he gets a meatball flag. Aaron Perez is going to need to dive to the right-hand side. He's letting drivers through, and he does. He moves to the outside, heading up towards turn 10 of the hairpin. Can he make his way past Gould onto the brakes? Gould brakes early. He allows Fox through. Gould now has 2 Division 2 drivers behind him. I don't think that most positions game is working, you know. That keeps on changing all of the time. But Levy Powell right at leading this division right now. Mark Codd goes through as Richard Edgar misses the hairpin, takes the long way around there, and we will rejoin as Stephen Hurd has a meatball. What has happened there? A 3-wide action. Yes, there's gonna be, surely, a little bit of 3-wide. No, there's a nudge. There is a nudge behind, and an innocent party in all of that. Swerves to the right-hand side, but a defensive move from Hilton ahead. In fact, Hilton going for an overtake on Paul Van Rouge here for 4th in class. Can he make it stick? A little bit of a lag there from Van Rouge, but they are still side by side. Lane following through. There is Bob Poplar as well. Poplar has done a good job of moving drivers out of his way when he's wanted them out of his way. And it looks like there may have been a little bit of a nudge on Lane, who wobbled ever so slightly there. Fastest lap to Jukovic here, doing a much better job of moving up the order this week than he did last week. He is battling it out for P12 right now with El Herrera. He's on the outside line as that is Enriquez on the inside line. He moves to the right-hand side. That was a very risky move. Could have been taken off there. Wasn't taken off. They're still side by side in this fight. But El Herrera now side by side. With Ian, sorry, no, now Jukovic side by side with Ian Lane, and he does make that move through. So Jukovic has gone from 20th to 10th. He is really pushing for the hard charger award this week. If he can get it up towards the braking zone, who is getting pushed on the outside there? Is it Poplet pushing anyone? No, it's not. It's all safe right now. That's going to turn to the inside line here. Under braking. Can Rox take third overall? He's third in class already. Yes, he can. Joshua Soto goes up the inside of Levy Powell. Can't do it. Riley Downey gets back into third on the exit. Neil Rox sits behind Joshua Soto, though, keeps the position ahead of Neil Powell, and off goes Division 2 leader Riley Downey. Through goes Levy Powell. Through goes Zach Gould, and a penalty for Anthony Hilton from that contact. He has reached the instant limit. He has been black flagged up towards the hairpin. Is he going to hold it ahead of Downey? Downey tucks in. Yes, he is. Hilton is going to be under attack here from Henriquez and El Herrera. He's obviously going to have to peel off to the right-hand side. Is he going to keep it out of the way and keep it safe? He sticks far to the right-hand side. There he goes. The national and club layout. It looks like possibly really deep there. And El Herrera moves off the circuit as it looks like it's on the outside for Peter McIntyre, and it looks like it's that Hot Wheels driver again. He's already been involved in one crash, and it's a second bit of contact in the same part of the circuit, and a big hit for the 404 in class, fourth overall. But he does have Poplet right behind. Poplet dives to the inside. He gets it. Powell not fighting too hard on that one. He knows he's not in the same division. And here comes Jukovic here. Jukovic has won Heat Race 1. He's won Feature Race 1. Can he pull it back and win Feature Race 2 over the rear of Clayton McBuller as they headed up to turn number 2? It's a look up the inside of turn 2. And a nice easy move for Harry Fox. Puts him into the lead here. Has had some sort of issue. He's now down the order as well, trying to fight it out with Van Rouge. He makes up the order. What's happened here for El Herrera? Side by side with Gould, I think that is. On the outside, has it been some sort of mistake? It could be another mistake in turn 6. We've seen that before. He's off at 5. And it is the ace attack machine of Van Rouge up his inside. No, it was just a genuine battle. No big mistake there, but he is down the positions as Jukovic has got past Powell as well. And he moves up into 5th overall. Powell sitting comfortably still in the lead of Division 1. 4th in class, but Van Rouge has passed Gould here. Gould has got Cook now just behind, trying to get involved. He's on the outside. Gould holds it. I have to say, I do like that livery that Zach Gould runs, and that's a black flag for 9th place runner Matt Codd. That's contact between Cook and Gould. Gould gets a black flag as well. Powell, a few laps to go, of course, but he is going to try and get past Poplet now as Poplet goes defensive up the inside. Neil Rox is leading this train of drivers. He's going to be black flag, but all of the drivers behind him in the pro category, in the Division 1 category are out as this is side-by-side action for 4th position. Jukovic is going to hit Poplet there with a little bit of door-to-door combat, but they're going to get the position, and Jukovic moves into 4th position in class. Poplet and Levy Powell as Poplet drops back. Why has he done that? What is going on for Poplar? He has fallen so far down at the very end of this race. Harry Fox won that ahead of Clayton McBuller. Neil Rox in 3rd ahead of Milan Jukovic. Lewis Henriquez in 5th, followed by Levy Powell. Levy Powell winning Division 2 actually ahead of Riley Downey. Ian Lane in 8th, followed by Zach Thibault. And Mohamed Al Herrera could not take advantage. Mohamed Al Herrera taking home 10th in the end. It was Bob Poblet behind, followed by Paul Van Rouge, Anthony Hilton in 13th, Richard Edgard 14th. 15th was John J.C. Cook, followed by Aaron Perez, Zach Gould in 17th.
Thanks everyone for coming out.
Martin a lap down, and out of this race with Cod, McIntyre, Soto, Ayala, Hurd, Swaim, and Matt Malone. Next week, at Daytona Road on August 2nd, we will be seeing the third round of the Renault Clio League. Here, from the Renault Clio League, that is all. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.